What's going on YouTube? JT is Reborn here, and welcome back to another edition of my DC comic book reviews. And in this video, we're talking about Superman Action Comics number 1064. This is part one of the House of Brainiac event that's going to be headlined by Joshua Williamson. So it's going to be crossing over into this, the other Superman book that Williamson is under. I think there's also some tie-ins, but I'm probably just going to be avoiding those tie-ins. But you know, maybe I might not, because compared to other events where it's like 100,000 issues compiled into one, this one is a lot smaller, so I'm thankful for that thing. It actually has been a while since I think I've covered like any sort of Action Comics related video on the channel. I've been covering like the other main Superman book, which has been pretty good under Williamson, but since he's been covering that, it's been leading into House of Brainiac. Since it's a crossover, I'm like, okay, I'll go ahead and talk about this one. But I will say right out the get-go, I thought this was a really great start to this event. Now, it all depends on how things wrap themselves up and how that's all played out, but in terms of a first starting issue for an event, this one was a pretty good one. So let's quickly talk about it. So of course, this one is written by Joshua Williamson. The issue opens up, Brainiac's getting ready for his little invasion. Lois Lane is on Earth. She's having a really fantastic time because today is Lois Lane's day off. Now, they do kind of emphasize, like, why do you take, like, only today off as, like, your main day off, Lois? And before she can get to it, that's when the invasion really begins. But she's having a good time. We get to see everyone else. We get various members of the Superman family. You get Connor Kent. You got the twins, Otho Ra and Oso Ra, Kong Keenan, Kara Zor-El, Lana Lang, Superwoman, you know, Natasha Irons, John Henry Irons, Perry White, all sorts of other characters, Jimmy Olsen, all these various characters within it, like characters have been captured and all that. And like I said, it's a nice, beautiful, bright, beautiful day. Superman's out. He's flying around the planet, doing his thing. Like, he high-fives a kid and all that, because, like, hey, it's Superman. Then he goes to show up where Lois is at. They're going to do some yoga. He's got his little glass designs, a little bit dorky kind of looking. And then that's when the invasion hits. So an entire army of Kazarians, you know, Lobo used to be the last one, but then Crush was found out, and then other ones are there. And then you got these, like, various, like, Brainiac robots coming in to invade the planet. And the art this time was done by Rafa Sandoval and the colorist Alejandro Sanchez. And let me say, the artwork, the line work looks fantastic in this issue. The colors really pop off the page. Everything's crystal clear. There's some beautiful looking action sprinkled in throughout the entire thing. And so, yeah, invasion happens. Brainiac comes there. They go to the whole Lex AI thing at Supercorp, but it turns out Brainiac is kind of taking control of that. And then Lex's family, like, starts, well, at least, you know, Lena and, like, his daughter Lena and, of course, Mercy are kind of bottled up because that's what Brainiac likes to do. And it's all just pure chaos and just craziness with the Kazarians invading as well. Various other members of the Super family are also bottled up in the process. And ultimately, like I said, Lex kind of makes the sacrifice to kind of get himself kind of taken out of the equation. It's like, it's up to you, Superman. You have to do this. So the entire Superman family is off the playing field. Brainiac's invasion happened really quickly, leveled a lot of Metropolis, took a bunch of people out. So now Superman is angry, ticked off. And then we get the crazy cliffhanger ending of what seems to be an entire Brainiac army ready to unleash hell, and I'm really excited to see where that goes. But yeah, this to me is how you start out an event. It's a beautiful sunny day, like you kind of get like a nice ease yourself in kind of moment before all the chaos begins. You introduce kind of who's in this thing. You put little title cards above to kind of remind the readers who haven't been reading everything, like, okay, just a reminder, this is so-and-so, this is so-and-so, this is so-and-so, and it's a nice day. Lois is finally getting a day off because she works really hard. Clark shows up, and then boom, invasion. And then to increase the stakes, you basically take out the entire Superman family, have them bottled up, so it's really just Superman, who's now alone against an army of Kazarians, except for one, Lobo, which means Superman's going to probably have to team up with Lobo, even though, like, Lobo is Lobo. He's not exactly a good guy, but having them kind of forced in a way to kind of work together to ultimately try to overthrow Brainiac and all this other shenanigans. It was a very exciting first issue in this whole Brainiac, House of Brainiac event. Like I said, laid out the stakes. Great looking artwork, beautiful use of colors, the tone, like, kind of gets your heart pumping from the get-go. It was an exciting read, and I'm kind of surprised, because, like I said, a lot of stuff that Williamson has written in the past in terms of events didn't really feel like it, but this, like I said, I hope it's just contained really to the Superman stuff. I don't need 100 other crossovers or things for this thing to take, like, 100 different issues. Keep it kind of smaller and contained, mostly to Superman. Keep it more focused, but still feel like it has some weight and stakes to it. And now, like I said, you got Brainiac in there, who's one of my favorite Superman villains, who it feels like it's been forever since he's been kind of utilized in some sort of big capacity. So I'm enjoying this thing. Like I said, this feels like a throwback. It's exciting, and it leaves me anticipating the next issue. I'm kind of surprised how much I enjoyed issue 1 of House of Brainiac. But the real question will be, how does this thing all wrap itself up? So, like, we'll be able to maintain that momentum throughout and deliver a satisfying conclusion. I really hope so, because, like I said, I've been enjoying Williamson's run on Superman. I'm just hoping that carries through. But, yeah, I don't have much else to say. Like I said, this is only part 1. We're going to be crossing over next time into the next issue of Superman, which I'll be covering when that comes out, I think, next week. And then I think there's like a 2.5. There's a few tie-ins. I don't know if I'm necessarily going to read or cover any of those on the channel, but from what I've learned, when it comes to tie-ins, you don't really need to read them. So at least I'll be talking about the main stuff, like part 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever, however long this House of Brainiac event goes. So, but from what I gathered, it's not that much, especially compared to something like Night Terrors or Beast World. Significantly less, or Dark Crisis, way significantly less. So I'm like, if you're gonna do events like that, keep them kind of more contained. Don't make the plot so overly complicated and just easy to kind of go into. So yeah, like I said, I enjoyed this thing, and I'm excited to see where it goes from here. But what did you think of House of Brainiac Part 1? Post your comments down below. Be sure to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the YouTube channel for more content, hit the bell for notifications, all that fun stuff. That's all I have to say. That's it for the DC comic book reviews for this week. Tune in next week as I cover more stuff, and in terms of other videos on the channel, I don't know, we'll just have to wait and see. But that's all I have to say. As always, take care now. Bye-bye then, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out.